Coal. A combustible black or dark brown rock consisting mainly of carbonized plant matter, found mainly in underground deposits and widely used as fuel. It plays a vital role in our nation and world's growing electricity and power debate, supported by the majority of the southern region and produced in more than 11 major countries. It has been under attack by the middle to far left to transfer over to a more cleaner, efficient, eco-friendly alternative, creating a mass hysteria in Washington politics, resulting as a major issue debated throughout the last few presidential elections. With a staggering job loss in the coal industry, coal itself is creating very real issues that should not be ignored. This is American coal. The earliest use can date back to the caveman days, but historians tend to use China, also the world's leading producer since 1983, because during 4000 BC, Neolithic peoples used the black ignite to carve ornaments or take the black rock and use it for fire. Modernly, it has been very popular, even being the subject of my hometown's former professional basketball team, the East Kentucky Miners.
Style of play, it'll be the most exciting brand of basketball in the state of Kentucky.
We all went through the thick and the thin. I'ma tell you again. Say letter E, K, minus y'all. Say E, K, minus y'all. Come on. E, K, minus y'all. Now that the stage is set, it's time to ball. Stage is set. The lights is on, the mic is on, the camera's rolling. The world is watching. Felon ain't part of the option. Everybody turn up the volume and let them know what we coming for. Kick it in the door, we play.
Its first modern use began in the middle 1800s, during the Industrial Revolution, where steamboats and steam-powered railroads used coal as its main source of energy to get from point A to point B. The advantages to coal has a list that can go on and on, but the primary reason for the use of coal above all else is money. Domestically, it is the cheapest and easiest to mine and transport. Without it, the appliances in your home will no longer be in use. Air travel would have to be cut, and the cost to fly would be astronomical. Underdeveloped nations would suffer heavily, as it is the only fuel source they can afford. Iron and steel industries would take a major hit, and prices would skyrocket. Towns, especially in the Appalachia, would lose jobs, as mining is a popular but slowly dying occupation. But most importantly, electricity would have to shift and find a new source, which is frustratingly going to cost billions of dollars for nations participating. Coal has a huge abundance at this point, which means we have over 100 years to use coal as a primary resource at this rate we are now. The EPA, however, seems to be thinking differently of this precious metal. Over the last decade, the EPA has been extremely motivated and vocal in its efforts of cleaning up emissions and significantly reducing the use of it, deeming this the war on coal.
This is American coal. It's abundant and efficient. And coal is what keeps your electric bills affordable and your power reliable. This is the Environmental Protection Agency. The EPA wants to ban generating electricity with coal, forcing a switch to more expensive power sources, even if it means your electric bill will go up, even if it means you might be left in the dark.
This war on coal has been a very hot issue, as places specifically speaking in the Midwest have seen their monthly electricity bills range from $865 to sometimes over $1,000. But the EPA has good reason for its action, as worldwide, coal pollution is responsible for nearly 400,000 deaths, such as heart attacks, asthma attacks, and black lung disease. Coal also contributes to nearly 30% of the United States carbon dioxide emissions and owns 51% of the world's pollution from 1854 to 2017. Not to mention, our wildlife and environment has taken a very huge hit, as over 1 million seabirds and 100,000 sea mammals are killed by pollution each year. Approximately 40% of the lakes in America are too polluted for fishing, aquatic life, or
I
swimming.
have put Pepto-Bismol in each one of these glasses. One of them I'm going to fill with good, clean water. And the other one I'm going to put in the same equal amount of my water out of my well. It's killing us. That's the reason we're all breaking out in hives of sores and losing our eyesight from the fumes from it, and the vapors, and the heavy metals.
For humans, it's usually by eating fish that we can ingest mercury. And the studies show that every one of us has a significant amount of mercury in our blood, and most of that is from coal-fired power plants.
Mercury is a toxin to our brain. And children are especially vulnerable, but the most vulnerable of all is the unborn child.
The Environmental Protection Agency has huge supporters in Washington, such as Bernie Sanders, Hillary Clinton, former President Barack Obama, and many more. Most of these members have been very motivated in their efforts to eradicate this issue at all costs, no matter how many jobs are lost, companies are impacted, etc.
Coal country, because we're going to put a lot of coal miners and coal companies out of business.
You know, Obama said that, yeah, you can build a new coal-fired power plant, but it's going to get bankrupted by the taxes. Taxing carbon to the point that it would bankrupt coal plants, number one. You could very easily double the price of electricity, which affects everyone. And, you would be putting, millions of people out of work.
So if somebody wants to build a coal-powered plant, they can. It's just that it will bankrupt them because they're going to be charged a huge sum for all that greenhouse gas that's being emitted.
Well, right now, we are struggling. We're struggling because we're trying to do our jobs. Now to remember, if you go to West Virginia, Pennsylvania, and all those places, you have coal communities that depend on coal.
In all, the issues coal tags along with it are massive, and as I've said, have many issues that still have yet to be resolved and probably won't be resolved for an extremely long time. Coal does have many positives. It powers your homes cheaply, saving you money, puts food on the table for our miners, keeps our local economies going, and lastly, provides our nation with the power it needs to sustain our families. However, there are many negatives. It's dirty, hurting our environment, but most of all, becoming far too reliant. The positives and negatives, this is American Coal.
See the fields burning. See the fields burning. Well, I see the fields burning, 'cause hell is coming through. I can't stop the dogs of war. I can't stop the dogs of war. Well, I feel the river rising, devil's coming up for you. I can't stop the dogs of war. I can't